Okay, friends. Here we go. Here we go, friends. Here we go. The portal is opening. The portal is opening. The portal is opening. Okay, so whatever just happened is incorrect. Okay, so the portal is opening. The portal is opening, and let's focus on the higher dimension beings. You see, at this point, it is disrespectful to the higher dimension beings to do anything other than put our attention on them. This is the choice with which we are continually presented. Does one focus on the life around us, or does one focus on the higher dimension presences? That is the choice in any moment, friends. Our guides love us so much. They are continually here for us. They are continually speaking to us. It is our choice in any moment to listen to them or to pay attention to the outside world. That is the choice in any moment. It's fundamentally the only choice we actually make. Does that make sense? We choose what to focus on. Everything else is simply a reaction to what we're focusing on. Does that make sense? Choice in any moment. People around us can be throwing a fit, calling for our attention, trying to distract us, and we don't have to pay any attention to them. We can choose to put our focus back on our guides. We don't have to choose that. It's a choice. It's okay. If you don't want to choose it, it's okay. We're not judging. We're not criticizing. It's okay. So first, let's acknowledge our bodies. Notice our bodies and breathing. Pay attention especially to the back, to the lungs, the back of the lungs. Start at the very top of the lungs in back, right up by the shoulders. The lungs fill the chest cavity fundamentally, friends. If you look at organ structure, that is what's going on in the chest. The heart is tiny. By comparison, the heart is roughly the size of your fist. Everything else in the chest is your lungs. It's your lungs. So start at the very top, like inside the rib cage. You put your hands up. Notice where the bones are on your shoulders. Inside those bones are where your lungs start. Right there, at the very start, the very top, of the shoulders. There you go. Try to at least connect to that. At least connect to the top of your lungs. And then start to draw the focus down the back of the lungs. Breathing into the alveoli, the little pockets in the backs of the lungs. It may even hurt to do that because they're not commonly used very effectively, the alveoli in the backs of the lungs. But don't let that, don't make a story up about that pain being anything other than a good cleansing pain. Does that make sense? It's like when we've been sitting on our foot and the foot goes to sleep, and then when we get off the foot, that's actually the good thing. We get off the foot, and then the pins and needles sensations begin, right? And so it's not getting off the foot that was the problem, right? It was sitting on the foot in the first place, right? There we go. And in fact, if we continued to sit on the foot, would gangrene eventually set in? Eventually. It would. If we said, I don't ever want to feel the pins and needles, and therefore I'm just never going to get off this foot, right? What would happen eventually? It would die. Gangrene would set in. So that's what you're doing to yourself by not being willing to be real. Be present. Be present for what is. It's okay. It's your choice. And you can make a different choice in any moment. We can all choose. So drawing the focus down the back of the lungs. More and more gently and with love, not with harshness. Breathing into those alveoli, the little pockets inside the lungs. There we go. There we go. Becoming present. All the way down the lungs, starting to move the focus toward the spine as well. I didn't say that right. Still keeping to the backs of the lungs, but toward the middle of the back, not just the outside of the back. Trying to get present more and more. Does that make sense? Through the power of the breath. So pretending that we're doing it is actually the worst possible thing we can do for ourselves. So if you aren't doing it, simply don't do it. Does that make sense? It's better to just not do it than to sit here pretending. There we go. Do it for real or not at all. For real or not at all. This idea of faking it till we make it is a lie, you see? And it's a lie that prevents us from succeeding. It's something to let go of. We can't fake it till we make it. We can either do it for real or not do it. Some old movie, there was a line, do or don't do. There's no try. There's do or don't do. There's no try. Try means nothing. There's do or don't do. There. Breathing more fully. Drawing the focus down, down, down. Down, down, down. I notice how I'm obviously not doing my best, even though my story would be I'm doing my best. Because I see people all around me who aren't doing their best. All around me. And therefore it's obvious I'm not doing my best. I'm not going to pretend that it's any different. Game on. Game on. So noted. I'm not doing my best. Ha! Not going to deny it. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I can and will do better. I look at the reality of it. Wow! Obviously I'm not doing my best. All right? I can and will do better. Game on. Continuing to breathe. I'm asking again, can we move to the opening process? And they say, well, We have to acknowledge the reality that people aren't in their bodies. There we go. So breathing is a beautiful vehicle for bringing the body and the mind together. We'll start with that. And when the body and the mind come into harmony, then the soul feels a little bit more safe and a little bit more willing to come in. Does that make sense? Breathing. We start with the body. So often, as our minds, we treat our bodies like they're servants, like they should just serve our every whim. And the metaphor that's being used right now is, the word is a petty tyrant, but the metaphor is of in the feudal royalty system, where when the old king would die and the son was a child, you see, a child, not an adult, and would inherit the throne, a petty tyrant, you see, a petty tyrant. The mind is a petty tyrant to the body. The body, in fact, is like the regent in this example. Does that make sense? Who's got more wisdom? The child or the regent? And so to not deny what we're doing, because we're all doing it. You understand? We're all doing that. I am. We all are. At some level or another. Yes? And that this isn't a bad, like, we don't beat ourselves up about it. We don't make this harsh or judgy. This isn't about being critical or judgmental. It's about acknowledging, look how it works between a mind and a body, right? This is the dynamic, yes? This is the benefit of meditation as it is traditionally thought of, to help ourselves be more present with the body. Let's do that for some minutes now, just being present with our bodies. We'll do it for 2 minutes, and you'll notice how long that is. That's 2 minutes. So now let's start to focus on our pillar of light, drawing light down, down, down from source above, putting the focus on the crown, reaching to the crown and through the crown, connecting into source above, the rainbow of healing frequencies, drawing in all the healing frequencies we currently have access to, all that we have ever had access to in any lifetime, and all that we will ever have access to in any life still to come, drawing these through us and around us in a downward flow of love, letting this river flow sky to earth, noticing how the living waters are coming in with that download of healing frequencies, and noticing how this is creating an opening for our souls to come down too. It's like following the wave of living waters.